Leader, I want to speak about the vaccine passports this morning. I understand that Brussels wants to see the introduction of vaccine passports or green digital certificates for travel across the European Union by the end of June. The Irish Council of Civil Liberties has expressed their opposition to the use of vaccine passports within Ireland as a condition for travel and for assessing goods and services. The Council has called on Minister Coveney to consider human rights implications before supporting the introduction of vaccine passports across the EU. Executive Director of the Council, Liam Herrick, has stated that there are many reasons why people cannot and do not want to receive vaccines, including because of a medical condition or lack of vaccine access to the vaccine. In Ireland, we have not gone down the route of mandatory vaccinations, but vaccine passports would effectively be mandatory vaccinations by the back door. That has a huge knock-on implication for our rights, creating a two-tier society. The Council has pointed out that vaccine passports will exclude many people from society, restrict their freedom of movement and constitute indirect discrimination. If the pass is based in a digital app, it will discriminate against people living in digital poverty or those unable to use digital services. That is not even to mention the huge swathes of the population who simply cannot access the vaccine because there isn't enough supply. Infrastructure put in place to manage the pass system will be difficult to roll back and could go on to form the basis of wider migration controls based on health status. Such invasion of our privacy should be considered with the worst authoritarian leaders in mind. I would urge the Government to reflect on the impact that the introduction of a vaccine passport would have on some of our fundamental human rights, such as the right to equality and non-discrimination, freedom of movement, privacy and bodily integrity. Of course, I recognise that travel is important and that we want people to be safe, and we also want them to feel safe, but there are many countervailing reasons why vaccine passports are not a good idea. Even the World Health Organization has voiced opposition to them. If vaccine passports are introduced, then I believe it is important to ensure the uses for them should be limited as much as possible and that a sunset-type clause applied to them too, in order to see them used only as long as absolutely necessary. On another worrying note, I want to speak about the abuse of power by our Garda Síochána in Athlone at the weekend, where they entered a mass where very, very few, I think a handful of people were praying. I found it very disturbing, and I certainly don't believe that our Garda Síochána should be used for that purpose. Thank you.